Hey guys, Any Figure Therapy, and today we're going to be checking out a very interesting Dr. Stone figure. There aren't that many Dr. Stone figures out there, so it's kind of a nice surprise to see that there are more coming out. And this one was kind of an under the radar thing. I found out about it via Instagram. Like, I was looking through some of Bluefin's Instagram stuff, and then I found out that this figure was announced back in March, I believe, or it's been a while, and then all of a sudden it popped up and I was like, oh man, that's awesome. So here it is. I really like the pose on this one. Figuarts Zero usually has a lot of really cool posing and very dynamic dioramas. If you look at their One Piece stuff, I've taken a look at the Ershkigal before here, so that's definitely something. But yeah, so here's the box. It's very cool. I like how there's the box itself almost looks like a rock. Like, you know how when you break a geode, there's those crystals inside of them, and then they don't exactly come out all clean. So what's cool is the window isn't just a straight up window. It goes through in a regular fashion. So that's kind of cool. It looks like a cave. Yeah, and then there's a nice big picture of Senku on the front with the science flag on top, and then it says Ishigami Senku, Dr. Stone, Bandai Tamashii Nations, and then a picture of it on the side. And what's cool, Figuarts Zero, some more pictures of it. And then the bottom just has more information about it. This is from Bluefin, so there you go. But yeah, let's go ahead and check this out. So this initially ran in Japan for about 5,800 yen. So about 60 bucks American. But I believe the official US MSRP for this was around 65. So there is kind of a difference in pricing going on right now. I definitely do think that the pandemic is kind of in response to that. This is kind of one of those pandemic affected figures in the sense that it was very low key release. It was kind of forgotten about for a while. So definitely very interesting. Yeah. But yeah, so I was looking over my figure collection. It says that this figure was released in July. It is now September, October, I guess. But yeah, so it took a good while getting over here. Usually they don't take that slow, I guess. But here, let me readjust. Or yeah, they don't take that slow to get over here. So let's go ahead and check this out. So for those of you who don't know what Dr. Stone is this really great anime about how humanity has been hit with this petrification ray, basically turning everyone to stone, and over time some people start waking up, and that's basically one of the people who wake up, which is our main character right here, which is Ishigami Senku. He's this child prodigy genius, and his goal is to bring humanity back from this petrification state. So yeah, so it's a really good anime about kind of just adventure and science. You actually do learn a bit of science in the first season. I believe the later seasons get a little weird. I'm actually following the manga, so the manga definitely goes into the realm of no longer being scientific. They just kind of do whatever, and then it just happens. But yeah, but I think that's just because they have lots to cover in the manga. But I believe it's also going through its final arc, so it's definitely a good time to start reading. It'll probably finish up within the next 2 or 3 months. But yeah, so here's all the parts that you get in the box. So you get this cool flag, which is this flag is actually I believe it was made by one of the other characters in the anime, Yuzuriha, and she made it out of a hide, or they found this pattern. But yeah, and it's supposed to be the flag for this kingdom of science, and it's on a stick, which is a very nicely sculpted stick, so it's pretty cool. So let's see how to peg this together. So go ahead, slide this in. Alright, so I can already tell that the flag's gonna be a problem because it's gonna go way above the frame, but it is just a circular peg, so you can just go ahead and peg it in, and then you can adjust as you want. So it definitely is a pretty good length in terms of height for the figure, and it's kind of cool to see that. Now closing up here, or getting closer, another cool thing about this figure is that if I remember correctly, this does look like, I don't know if it's from a particular scene, but it's either the part where they blow up the cave or something like that, or they what is it? like he becomes triumphant in the whole like Stone Wars thing, or this is the gas from the. There's like this gas lady or something. It's a little weird. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it's like they have like toxic gas that they need to go through. But yeah, what's cool is that it definitely gives a nice bit of environment to the figure. I do like that a lot. Especially since like the stone here is really nicely sculpted. It seems like Figuarts does a pretty good job of that kind of stuff, or at least Figuarts Zero. It reminds me a lot of their Monster Arts Shin Godzilla like figure, and it also like the texturing is very similar. But yeah, so you can kind of see right there, his boots are really nicely sculpted. All those little marks on him are very good. There's a little like dropped vial right there. There's some like shards of rock, probably from post explosion. This is a cool little effect right here that's attached to his foot. A lot of rock here. Honestly, it'd be really cool if Figuarts ever touched like the Fire Force stuff, just because like I feel like they would really do well with these kind of like effects and whatnot. But yeah, he's got like his little sacks right there. The pose is pretty fun. It's very Senku, because he's always like, he's a very like stoic man of science, but he also has a lot of fun in general, just trying to bring people into the world of science. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the character. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at his face. So the face sculpt is pretty well done. Sometimes with these they get a little weird. The hair is really nice actually. His head's supposed to resemble like a cabbage, I think, but it looks really well done. Here, let me adjust. But yeah, it looks really well done. The tips are, I really like that transition. It's really strong up here, and then it goes into a nice gray for the rest of his hair. No real like crazy mold stuff on here. Like I don't see any like mold lines or anything that's too like discerning of it being a cheaper quality figure, which is really cool. I like how it does like pass over that extent. And yeah, so all the sculpting is pretty darn good. So let's go ahead and take a, I guess, like comparison to it. What else is cool is in terms of like budget, you could also get this statue, which is about the same size, maybe even a little bit larger than he is. But this is the Ban Presto petrified Senku. Now they do have a non-petrified version as well as a Gen that could go with it. But what's cool is that it's petrified, so that's kind of like a big part of the anime. So there he is with that. And then also, just to go with the other statue, this is the Mega House Kohaku, which I did do a review on not too long ago. So it definitely does look better with the Kohaku, just because they're both in color, and I could definitely see a nice little display coming from this. And I'll definitely show that off whenever I do my collection video. But they definitely do look really good together, and that's pretty awesome. So I guess final thoughts. This figure is pretty awesome. I mean, at like $65, you really can't go wrong, considering that most figures nowadays are like kind of toppling around that range. What's cool is definitely the diorama. The diorama definitely adds like that bonus factor to it, and more so than prize figures. Like you go through some other prize figures, they don't really have dioramas. It's very simple base. But Figuarts Zero really seems to capture just how dynamic scenes are, and also just bringing in an air of effects to everything that they do. Now, right now, it's going for a little higher than 65, I think because it just came out. And like I said, it being kind of like the product of the pandemic in the sense that it was released, it took a long time to get here. Sometimes that does affect the price very frequently. So that being said, I believe I've seen it on like eBay for around like 100 something. I definitely would be a little careful about spending over $100 for this figure. That being said, there may or may not be more Dr. Stone figures, so in the future, if you do want to take that gamble, you could. But just in the case of how, I mean, the anime is doing really strong right now. I mean, they already announced the third season, so technically there is a really good chance that more figures could come out, especially of the other characters. But if you want a really cool piece that kind of captures the spirit of the anime, especially with the environment, because the environment is a big part of the anime, I would definitely recommend picking this up. And I wouldn't really pay anything more than like 80, 85 for. And definitely if you hit the sweet spot for around 65, that would be perfect. So that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.
drug scene. Panoramic sling, that's a permanent obstruction.